Welcome to another episode of Cat Simplified channel. Today we are going to look at printers, questions and answers regarding printers. Now, the first question that I'm going to take a look at is the specifications to consider when buying any type of a printer, whether this inkjet, laser, or three-dimensional object. Now, these two questions here, 2.1a and then 2.1b. They are similar questions, but then the way they frame the question is different. Now, the first one says, state two specifications to consider when buying a printer beside cost. Please, learners, take consideration about this. Beside cost, that means excluding cost. Do not include cost, anything related to cost. And then the second one says, name two criteria for selecting a printer for a SOHO. This one, they did not talk about cost, so you can mention cost. The first one, you cannot mention cost. And then they say SOHO. So you must also consider someone who is a SOHO user, someone who uses printers in his or her small office, or someone who uses printer at home. So you have to consider these. Now, what are the factors? The first one is the print resolution, or in other words, you can say resolution, or you can just write DPI. The second one is the printing speed, which is measured in pages per minute. How many pages can be printed within 1 minute? And then the third one is the connectivity options, whether you are connecting via Wi-Fi or USB or Ethernet cable. Then number 4 is duplex printing capability. In other words, double-sided, or maybe you can put 2 per page. And then ink or toner efficiency, then the paper size. We also have paper size that is talking about the variety of paper sizes or thickness of the papers, durability, the size of the printer. Here, because we are talking about SOHO, you must consider the size of the printer. Available physical space, or you can say multiple trays. Then you have to also consider the color, because the SOHO user, you must also consider the color printing. Or monochrome. When you talk about the monochrome, we mean black and white. Then you must also consider the type of printer, whether multifunctional printer or not. And then you must also consider the system compatibility, whether the printer will be compatible with your operating system or with your device. So these are the factors you need to consider, and you must know at least 2 or 3 when studying or preparing for CAD theory. They normally ask this type of question. Right, 2.2, beside printing, state 2 functions of multifunctional printer. So here they have restricted you. They say beside printing. That means you are not supposed to talk about printing. Now, multifunction printer will be the printer that can scan, copy, fax, staple, binding, and so many things. It can do so many type of functions. So what are the other functions apart from printing? That's what the question wants. The next question, what is the unit of measurement for printing? Here, they say printing. And whenever they talk about printing, they mean the printing quality, which is the resolution, and it's measured in DPI. Like we said earlier, the speed is measured in PPM, which is pages per minute. How many pages can be printed within 1 minute? Now, they are talking about whether the printer will be able to print or link to a network. There was a scenario, this question 2.5, and then the answer is yes, because it has Wi-Fi or Ethernet connectivity. On the scenario, it says Ethernet connectivity, so meaning that it will be able to connect via network. 2.6, state 2 printing options that will promote green computing. Green computing meaning that being sensitive to the environment. Printing in such a way that it does not cause harm to the environment. Now, How do you ensure that? One, you must print in double-sided using eco-friendly ink so that it doesn't consume more ink, or you can say draft mode or econo mode to save ink, and then recycle cartridges. Most cartridges you can recycle, then you do refill. So you can say recycle cartridges, or you can say refill ink. And then also sending as email or using WhatsApp, and the rest using digital document instead of printing. You have to reduce printing. Something that you need to print, you can make it in a digital format. If it's a task, classwork, you can just, as educators, project it instead of printing them. Right. 2.7, what type of printer would be used for fast, high volume printing? And it's laser jet. Laser printers are used for fast volume and high volume printing. And then the printer, the laser jet, what are the advantages of laser jet? First one is fast printing, or you can say high speed printing. Do not write one word answer by saying it's faster. No. Faster printing speed. Lower cost per page. Don't say it's cheaper. We do not accept one word answer. So lower cost per page. High quality text printing or high quality monochrome printing. 4, more durable, and then the toner also lasts longer. Right. 2.9, what type of printer will be used for high quality printing? High quality printing will mean better resolution. Better resolution. And then when you are considering better resolution, the best printer is inkjet. 2.10, advantages of inkjet. Inkjet is for high quality, more affordable for home use. In other words, cheaper to purchase. Or you can say cheaper to purchase. And it can print in different colors and compact size. It does not need warm-up time also when you switch on. So here we can say print on various material, that is photo paper and the rest. Or you can also say you can print in colors, which is in the first one. So the first one, you can break them into two: high quality images or high resolution, or you can just say high resolution. Right. Now, 2.11, 2 possible reasons why a printer will not be printing. You are printing and then the printer is not printing. That is how to troubleshoot a printer. Another word. The printer might be out of paper, or they might be out of ink, or there's no toner. Printer could be offline or disconnected. There will be paper jam or incorrect printer settings as well. These are possible reasons that can contribute to a printer not working. So you must know at least 2 or 3 of them. And now the next question is talking about the 3D printer. Explain how a 3-dimensional printer works. This is a printer that creates or builds 3D objects layer by layer, or by placing them in layers, successive layers. So they place them on top of each other. So they build 3D objects by placing them layer by layer. So that's the simple definition. Now, 2 advantages of 3D printer. It can create complex design, and it can also create prototype designs, or you can also customize different products. Let's say you want to create a toy, to design it in a certain way, or number plate. You can use it to create number plate, or car part, toys, and so on. So these are the advantages or functions of 3D printers. Now, the disadvantages of 3D printers are as follows. Space requirement, or these two questions are the same, 2.14 and 2.15. They are the same. Disadvantages. Printing could be slow, unhealthy odors or smell given off. Not all objects may have strength or quality of their counterparts made in a factory. In other words, some of the objects that they create through 3D printer cannot be durable as compared to the ones that are created in factories. It can be more expensive to manufacture compared to the bulk manufacturing. Companies may lose sales for certain items or parts, and it's also dangerous weapons can be also created, like let's say gun and others can be created using 3D objects, and filament running out or break out during the printing could also affect the quality. When you are printing, some of the materials can break and can affect the quality as well. So these and many more are the disadvantages of three-dimensional printing. The speed can be slow. It also gives out bad smells, and not all objects can also have that strength, or it's not durable, the object created as well. So you must know the advantages and disadvantages of 3D dimension or three-dimensional printers. Give two new features of a modern printer. What are some of the new features? Some of the modern printers support cloud printing. That means remote printing, printing online. Also, they have touchscreen interfaces, mobile app integration, voice control. Some of them also support voice control. Instead of you to type the number of pages or whatever you want to print, you can use the voice to give a command to it. And then automatic ink or toner order. If you want to order a toner, it can do automatically when it's getting low. Then it sends the message and everything, how many pages can it print or how many pages are left. So these and many more are some of the additional features of modern printers. Now let's move to the disadvantages of multifunctional printer. If one function fails, the entire device may become unusable. Take for instance, let's say you are using multifunctional printer and then the staples are finished. Let's say your staples are finished in the printer. It will not allow you to print. Some of them can ask you to skip it as well. Or where you insert the staples are not functioning, the whole system will fail unless you fix that part. More expensive to repair compared to the single function printers. It can be slower than dedicated printers or scanners, and then higher power consumption, and it can be bulky and take up more space. These and many more are the disadvantages of multifunctional printer. Now, give two ways to resolve a printer that is not working, even though they are properly connected. The printer is connected through the cable or through network, but it is not allowing you to print. First of all, you have to restart the printer. Secondly, you must check that the correct printer was selected. Whenever you are printing, you have to select the printer. Let's say if I go to Control P, this is the default printer that is selected. So if this printer is not connected, you see here it's saying offline. So I have to select the right printer. So that's what we mean. You might check the printer, whether it has been selected properly as well. Switch from the offline to online mode. Like you saw here, it was offline. So you have to switch it to online mode. Delete jobs that may be stuck in the print queue. Print queue is where, or is the waiting area of all the jobs that you send to the printer. So they will be placed on a disk. And then the process of sending those jobs is called spooling. We will talk about it as well. You must also clear printer memory, add papers. Let's say the printer is out of papers. You must insert more papers. Or maybe the printer size is wrong. Let's say you are printing A4 and it's having only A3 papers inside. You must fix it as well. You must also fix the paper that is stuck or jammed on inside the printer. Add ink or toner or check other parts. Check for faulty printer cable or wireless connection. And then lastly, reinstall the printer driver. The printer driver might have been corrupted or something might have happened to the printer driver. So you have to reinstall the printer driver as well. These and many more are ways to solve the printer that is not working. Now, 2.19 is talking about the difference between spooling and then the printer queue. Like I explained earlier, the process of sending the printing task to the disk is called spooling. And then the waiting area on the disk is called the printer queue, where all the files containing the printer task wait in order to be printed. So the waiting area where the files are kept in order to be printed is called the queue. And then also the process of sending these printing jobs to the waiting area is called spooling. So that's the difference between these two. Now 2.20 is talking about the default printer. The default printer is the printer that you want it to be used to print on a daily basis. So, or the printer that has been selected automatically. Like we saw here, when you go to file print, then you see it will be selected with a check mark there. And that means it's the printer that is what? Default printer. There are so many other printers there, but this one is a default printer. So that the moment you click print, it will send to that printer as well. Right. Thank you for your time. The next lesson, we are going to talk about scanners, barcode, and other input devices. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.